I'm John Lovato Jr., and I'm part of a community of passionate firefighters who take ownership. We don't sit around waiting for experience, and we don't rely on our department for professional development. You see, we understand that the more we invest in ourselves, the better off our career and our lives are going to be. Because we are influencing people as opposed to forcing them, people who have never been taught the benefits of being into the job, we have to do things differently. We know what works because it's been modeled by great firefighters before us. It's just not understood by all, so we have to put ourselves out there to be judged. Put yourself out there, ignore the naysayers. They tell you you're doing the impossible, yet it works. Being in the job is actually what builds morale and performance. We are culture changers. We are bringing back the senior man culture. We are Brotherhood Coaching. Good morning, Brotherhood Coaching. It's Thursday morning. I'm on my way in to work. Today is the funeral services for my buddy Mike who passed away last week. And so I want to tell you a story. Mike recently was the recipient of the Honeywell Scholarship Fund to go up to FDIC. And, he's really pumped about it. He's always wanted to go. And one of the guys locally nominated him, and he received the award for it. So before he went up, though, he was getting a hold of me. He's like, "Hey, John," he's like, "I want to come by. I want to get some Brotherhood Coaching shirts. I want to represent the brand when I'm up there." I said, "Absolutely, Mike." I said, "Anytime, just come on over. We live in the same town. We both have small children, though, so you guys know, life can throw curveballs at you." And, he never ended up stopping by. I think by the time I called him up, I think FDIC had passed. I said, "Hey, were you still interested? I only have a few left." He goes, "Oh, I just been so busy, couldn't get to it." And I said, "Hey, no worries, man. We'll figure it out another time." And so he never got the swag that he wanted. I didn't exactly go to him with it. I figured he'd come to the house. So it kind of dawned on me this morning, because I actually, he had an interview while he was up there. It was like a half-hour video, and we were very fortunate enough to get a copy of that. And we actually watched it when we did his vigil the other night. And, he's sitting there, and he's talking about the job. And it was just, this video was awesome because it just captured Mike as a whole. His personality, his passion. And it was just awesome to watch. And, you see stuff, and it was great because it was a little taste of almost having him back, watching that video for it. And it was nice. I watched another one. It's one of those things. So, there's a GoFundMe set up for his kids, and I've already donated to that, but it's not enough for me. I want to do more because of how much Mike meant to me. And, we've talked about doing some trainings down here, some locally, and donating all the funds for it. But then I remembered the story that I just shared with you about him wanting some Brotherhood Coaching swag. And so I had the idea this morning. I haven't even made the phone calls yet, but I'm trying to figure out how I can make it happen in a better way. But I want to make a Mike Camello Jr. Brotherhood Coaching shirt. Basically, Brotherhood in memory of Mike Camello Jr. Because of how much his friendship meant to me. And he never got a shirt, but at least I can do this and then donate all the proceeds of it to the memorial fund, which is set up to help his kids out. So I'm going to be figuring that out real quick. Probably not today, but I already got some questions out there to people to figure out, hey, how I can make this happen and be able to get it out to everybody that's interested in it. So if that's something you might be interested in, look forward to that in the future. Today my engine is going to be part of the procession, and looking forward to just being there for Mike on a day like this. And nothing else big planned for the day. It's just kind of get through that and then see how the guys are back at the firehouse when it's done, or when we get done, and go about it. But I can give you a recap of that in the morning when I get off. It'll be part of this podcast. So a little different this morning, but just kind of sharing what's going on, what's on my mind with it. And I got real excited when I thought of the idea this morning, because I'm actually wearing a shirt that's got in memory of a guy, and I'm like, man, I wonder if I could do that for Mike. That'd be really cool, and I'd like that. So I'm gonna be working on that. But otherwise, I'll talk to you the rest of this podcast. Good morning, brother, to coaching. All right, just finished up duty, heading on home right now. If you guys are a listener of the podcast, the first part to all these videos are actually part of the podcast, and then the live video I've been doing in the group is the second part of it, kind of a recap of what went on. So yesterday was a funeral for a good buddy of mine, and firemen from actually all over the country showed up to honor him, and it was a really nice ceremony. I really think he'd been in just awe of how it was put on, and the people that showed up. His department did an outstanding job with it, and it was nice. A lot of nice things were said about him because he's a great guy. And what's interesting about all of it is unfortunately when something like this happens, it helps you refocus your priorities. And it kind of dawned on me when I was talking to another friend later. They go, "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "I'm fine." I said, I miss my friend. All I want to do right now is be around my family. But I feel like I have even more drive to keep pushing forward and doing the right things. And they said, events like this actually help you refocus your priorities. Some people disengage with it, and some people just focus more on the priorities and drive forward through it. And it just, got me thinking on it. As we're there, I talked in yesterday's video, I kind of want to do a shirt for him. Well, there's multiple guys that want to do that, and we were talking about it at the funeral, just different ways to try to raise more money to go towards his kids, because he left behind a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. And so, we want to do everything we can and kind of keep that going forward and at least help them financially with whatever we can do with it. So, that being said, we get sidetracked sometimes with stuff that happens in life, and maybe you're concentrating on the wrong things. But what is it? Where are your priorities at? What is something you can do that's going to make a bigger difference with it? A lot of times we get busy just going through the motions, or maybe you're getting frustrated over something that doesn't even matter. Meanwhile, you're neglecting some priorities maybe for yourself or your immediate family or your crew, whatever it is. But so that's kind of what I'm going to leave you with is, what are your priorities, your main priorities with your own life, and do you need to refocus them to concentrate just on those and let some little things, like I'll give you a direct example, heading home right now, if I get cut off in traffic, am I going to get upset, going to get violent with the person? No. Who knows what was going on with them? A lot of times just, my main mission is just to get home. If my kids are up, we're going to play. If they're sleeping, we're going to go have a coffee, maybe out in the backyard. And but it helps me focus priorities. After the funeral event, I just couldn't wait to get back in service and just run some calls with my guys. That's just what I wanted to do. That's why I come to work. Let's go run some calls, have a good time. And actually, right when we got back into the city, of course, we started popping them and just started running. So it was good. And but where are your priorities at? Think about them. Let me know what you think. Comment below. You got to refocus them. Concentrate on them, whatever it is. Otherwise, you guys have a great day. And I will talk to you later.